Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's broadcast of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association's second semifinal game between the number 3 team of Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Cathedral Irish. This is going to be presented on Hamilton County TV and presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners. We're celebrating over 25 years in business, and we'd also like to thank Noblesville Trophies and the Wofford Theater, who is doing outdoor events in the central Indiana area. So my name is Byron Stankus. Alongside me is Matt McEnroe, longtime coach and vice president of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association. And we are getting ready to watch the second semifinal game. Matt, what do you think we're in for?
I think we're in for a real close game tonight. This game was a close game, nail-biter win for Hamilton Southeastern. Earlier in the season, Hamilton Southeastern won that game 12-11 with double zeros on the clock, scoring that game-winning goal. So,
yeah, what was really interesting, Matt, about that game, actually I was there to watch that game, was at no time did Hamilton Southeastern actually lead that game. The only time they led was when there were zeros on the clock and the game was over. So that's going to be an interesting thing going on forward here.
Absolutely. So as we just talk, let's get our audience to know our teams just a little bit more. Hamilton Southeastern Royals, they're led by their head coach, fifth year, Scott Beasley. Here doing wonders with this program over the 5 years. This is their third consecutive season making it to the semifinal game. And with Cathedral, we've got Andy Gruber, head coach for the Cathedral Irish. He is the longest tenured head coach in the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association.
And I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. We've got Scott Beasley, the head coach, along with his offensive assistant, Neil Barnes, who used to be the head coach at Westfield and is his second year as his assistant here for the Royals, along with Jeff Dombach. So Dombach played at Trine University, and Neil Barnes played at St. Joseph's School in Ohio, and Scott Beasley came out of Ball State. On the flip side, Coach Andy Gruber was a Division I player at Ohio State, coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio Moeller, and his assistant Ryan Haas played at Butler, along with his other assistant Pete Snyder, who went to Notre Dame, and then the third assistant that they have is Marcus Saba, who played at Penn State. So we're looking at a couple of coaching staffs with collegiate coaching experience that is going to weigh very heavily onto this game.
Absolutely. Definitely an embarrassment of wealth in coaching staffs here at this game. So as we look at this, as these two teams, Hamilton Southeastern, actually we're looking at Hamilton Southeastern right now, getting ready for the game. We're just a minute and a half from game time.
Yeah, we will soon be here doing the national anthem, and when we get to that, we will be taking a pause to honor our country. But the PA announcer is calling the lineups for both teams, and I think what's really going to be interesting is we're going to see two-time All-American captain number 4 Keegan Logan for the Hamilton Southeastern going against second team All-State Max Worth of Cathedral. So
it'll be a great matchup.
We are now standing up for the national anthem, so we will look at the flag and honor that while that's called, and we'll be back here in a moment. All right, and thank you, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Byron Stankus here with Matt McEnroe, getting for the second semifinal game of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association, with the number 2 Cathedral Irish being the home team on the home field of Hamilton Southeastern, who will be the away team, ranked number 3. So this is going to be an interesting matchup for us, since the regular season game was won by Hamilton Southeastern on a literally last-second goal that they awarded. That shot had been released before the double zeros had hit the scoreboard, and they won 12-11. And that was back on May 8th, so it wasn't that long ago that we're going to get this rematch. We are looking at 2 teams here that are extremely confident. We're looking at Hamilton Southeastern team that's going to be playing 11 seniors in this game. They are the most mature team in a scholastic manner, taking of the 4 teams that are on the field. And they're going to be a very underclassmen-heavy Cathedral Irish team. And I think the real matchups that we really want to look at, I think going forward in this game, like we said before, Keegan Logan, number 4 from Hamilton Southeastern, is going to be defended by Max Worth, second-team All-State, who's going on to Butler. But the other one that's going to be going to be important for us is, just like we had in the earlier game with Culver versus Carmel, I think face-off X is going to be important, because second-team All-State Sam Bedich for the Cathedral Irish is an exceptional face-off midfielder, and he's going to go against Tony Kassiri. And Tony Kassiri is a battler at the face-off X. He's been the Fogo all year. He's learned quite a bit from Brian Howard, who had been here before, and he's a linebacker on the football team, so you know he's athletic. But he doesn't win a lot of clean face-offs. He tries to make big scrums out of it. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup. So, Coach McEnroe, what do you think's going to? How do you think that's going to play out?
Well, just to piggyback off what you just said, also on the face-offs at LSM, I believe freshman Titus Splinter is going to get the start tonight. So if Kassiri's trying to fight for the balls, he's going to fight for ground balls off of the face-off. He's going to need help from his wingman and the freshman Titus Splinter, who's undersized as a freshman, but definitely a tough grinder trying to get those ground balls. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles the pressure of this semifinal game.
And we were talking to Coach Beasley before the game, and he was telling us the other thing that they may do is move captain and academic All-American Nick Rena, number 24, up as well to give some support. And in fact, what looks like is going to happen is they're actually going to do that right now. They're going to take number 24, Nick Rena, and move him up against Bedich with the long stick. And Nick Rena has a wizard-like stick, and he's going to have to be able to go after that. So we are ready to face off here for the second semifinal game, the Cathedral Irish versus the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. The referees are getting set, and the whistle is off. Bedich pops that self to himself. So Bedich is going to win this draw. He's going to outlet that ball to number 22, Matt Denon. He's going to get that ball. So, folks, I'm going to have to let you know here that Cathedral Irish here are in white. They're going to be playing Hamilton Southeastern's black as we see a turnover by the Irish. It's going to be awarded to Hamilton Southeastern. We are going to do our best with these jerseys here because they have white numbers and they have white jerseys and only gold outline to outline those numbers. So Matt and I are going to do our best to call the Cathedral players. But I'm not sure why they have those jerseys because according to the NFHS, the National Federation for High School Sports.org, the numbers may contain contrasting trim like they do, but the numbers shall contrast the body of the jersey. So these, unfortunately, are illegal jerseys. Makes it very difficult for us up here. So we're going to do the best we can, folks, as the Hamilton Southeastern Royals here are taking their shot at the offense. Starting off with number 20, Tyler Renchin, who takes a shot wide.
And Hamilton Southeastern in their new black uniforms this year.
Yeah, that's not a traditional color. They are royal white and blue. So they are going to go there. So what we're seeing here is in the offense with Tyler Renchin with the ball here, working that down to Ryan Kemp. And they're getting it around. Lucas DeVoe is starting with number 2. Big Lucas DeVoe is the guy that they run their offense through primarily, has been hampered a bit with a back injury and has been taking some rest over the last 2 weeks. So we'll see how good he is to go. Looks like he dodges down the left side, gets that up there to Cam Smith. Cam Smith fires that up there to Sage. Sage drops the ball. It's a scrum. Picked up by, looks like, I'm not sure who that is, but it's going to be a Cathedral player on the clear. The D-Midi picks it up, gets it dropped. They're going to regroup. Pass it up. That looks like it's going to be Worth on the ball now, clearing across the midfield line. Worth comes in there. Max Worth, the big, strong defenseman for senior defenseman for Cathedral, finishes off that clear as Cathedral gets their second set here to run some offense as they put in their fresh offensive middies. So they're going to run their mid through number 22, Matt Denon, the big lefty who's got the ball now and giving it off, and Dunwoody, the transfer in from Westfield. So we're going to see how this Cathedral Irish settles in and play some offense now. As the left-handed Denon comes down the side looking for a seam. Being guarded closely by the defense, feeds the crease, loose ball, ball's down. And there's Rena with that magic stick we were talking about. Picked it up, and then with a little dodge, transfers that ball off. Looks like that's DeVoe with the ball, splitting the double team, still going.
His helmet's popped up a little bit.
I know, that looked like 2 shots to the head to me that the referee didn't see. So the referee there, John Swain, along with Clay Worley and Chris Patras, trying to make the call here and keep these guys safe. So we're going to have the second set here from Hamilton Southeastern.
The grandstands here are quite full and a lot of blue in the audience for HSE.
Well, it is being played on their home field over there, technically the away team. There is a lot of them, but if you look at the far side of the field, you can actually see the green and gold of the Irish. So it looks like both teams are very well represented here in the stands. As Cam Smith tries to make a little dodge there. There's a pass there. There's Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan's against looks like Matt Sworth again. Logan, an errant pass picked up by Renshin. So in the absence of 100% Lucas DeVoe, David Sage, number 1 for Hamilton Southeastern, and number 20 Tyler Renshin have, according to Coach Beasley, have really stepped up, especially when you consider that the last couple of games they've done a little bit more scoring than they normally have. So sometimes you have a case where an injury to a big player like a Lucas DeVoe, who, by the way, is also an All-American, along with his teammate Keegan Logan, that it allows other players to step up and fill that void, and I think that's what we've seen here. So I think that is going to bode well, as David Sage here looks like to dodge off the pick coming from DeVoe. So I think that's going to bode real well for Hamilton Southeastern as Cam Smith rips one wide, and Ryan Kemp backs that up. Ryan Kemp brings that in. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Kemp is a freshman, quick little guy. What a great poke there, but kept in by Keegan Logan. Ryan Kemp's a quick little attackman, and this kid's an all-star in the making. He is so fast, and he's a great finisher.
Lots of weapons on HSE's attack group.
And a great play. Look at that
right
feed.
there.
Kemp made that feed to Logan, but Logan did not have a perfect seam, and he wants to make sure he gets a better shot like this one right here that gets smothered by Brock Snyder.
Brock Snyder, academic and All-American. Brock Snyder has a 54.83% save percentage with 142 saves this season.
I know, and that's why you realize Keegan Logan's going to pick his battles there. You know, we've got an exceptional goaltender like Brock Snyder, who's not only an All-American but an academic All-American on his way to IU, Kelly School of Business. So good for him, and great save by them as they get that clear out of that, and Hamilton Southeastern settles in on defense with Tyler Renshin up top defending the Cathedral. Cathedral's going to be working this ball around. Going to have to get used to body language here since the numbers are difficult to see.
In goal for HSE is Timmy Matthew Dykes. Has a 51.3% save percentage with 158 saves this season.
There's a feed that gets blocked. That's Dunwoody trying to feed it in there. The stick there of number 22, Ellsbury, Cannon Ellsbury, another great play. Now Cannon Ellsbury turns around and gets a push with possession call. Well, Chris White had to track down that ball. So it looks like we're going to see the first man up here. So that looked like John Swain made a call. It was a push with possession. And we're going to see Hamilton Southeastern settle in, one man short. And we're going to have to see if Timmy Matthew Dykes is up for the challenge of the relatively potent offense here of Cathedral. This game seems to be going pretty well with 6:18 left in the first, with both teams sort of looks like throwing a little jabs.
Yeah, feeling each other out, seeing what they're going to do, some dummy dodges. Obviously, we're not right now in a man-up situation for Cathedral, but we've seen that in other possessions.
Looks like Kolb cutting through the middle there, and boy, the Cathedral is just moving that ball on the man-up, trying to make that defense move. Doing a pretty good job there of it, but not quite find a spot for shots. The Splinter up there on top, covering 2 men. Looked like number 6, Lopresti there with the dodge, and now we're coming off the side. That's Matt Denon feeding that up top. And here we go, and off to the races. Getting that over, kicking it over. There it is, the Splinter, Ty, the freshman, mixing it up. Good pickup there by number 5 for Cathedral. Kowalski is coming off of an injury. I believe he broken a rib and hurt his spleen, and it's good to see him back on the field and playing a little bit, but Cathedral's going to settle back in. That penalty has expired, so we're now 6-on-6. Feeling these guys out again. Cathedral's being really patient here, working the ball around.
Cathedral is still in a set that you would see in a man-up situation. We don't have anyone backing up a shot right now.
I think the reason for that is that HSE has gone into a zone defense.
No, that's true.
So HSE's gone into a zone defense, which in the game, in the quarterfinal game, they played St. Joe's. St. Joe's threw a zone defense on them and stifled them quite a bit. So, and there's a sneaky little play. Dodged off the wing. Not sure what number that is, but the Cathedral attackman coming down the side. I'm guessing by the way he runs in that left hand that's Matthew Denon. So Matt Denon on the play. He gets underneath the defense there and is able to score.
Yeah, Matt Denon, second team All-State, MVP of the tournament last year as a freshman. Moved to midfield from attack with so many good sophomores at attack.
Yeah, with that big left hand, he was able to sneak underneath there and just pop that thing by the ear of Matthew Dykes. So first blood drawn, 4:29 to go. First blood drawn by the Cathedral Irish. So we're going to see a face-off and see what Bedic has to offer for the Irish, see if they can keep that momentum rolling here. And that's Kasiri now, the short stick, the regular face-off midi. And we've got an illegal pick set on by the long stick midi, number 30, Stifler. So Ryan Stifler sets an illegal pick, so that's going to award the ball here to Cam Smith in the offense of the Royals. So, again, I apologize for not being able to call out all of the Cathedral players, but it's very difficult to read their numbers here. So if player you know and a player you like, we missed that call, I apologize that their numbers are difficult to read and not quite up to standards. So here we see DeVoe taking a shot.
Strong shot, DeVoe, powerful midfielder.
Yeah,
good
big
step down
and strong
shooter.
Yeah, coming off a low back injury, which is similar to what he suffered in the 8th grade, which was a stress fracture in the low back. They're not sure exactly what it is, but it may be something similar to that. Looks like he's still got a pep in his step right now, so good for him. As the Royals here seem to be finding their spot to attack here. It's going to be Keegan Logan coming off the wing. Logan against Worth. Worth with great defense, checks the ball away. Flips the ball on his own stick to himself, and Logan picks it up.
That was awkward.
Keegan Logan picks up that ball and then throws it over the head of Cam Smith. So that's unfortunate for him, and good defense there by Worth to win that ball. This is going to be a Cathedral ball with number 25 clearing it, Ahern. So Will Ahern drops it back to the defense, and McClure then sends it all the way up.
Solid clear.
Solid clear, getting it up there to the attack, touching in the box.
Worth is actually going into the crease right now. Close defenseman.
So he doesn't get too many opportunities to get down there, so I think he's going to go. The attack driving start hard from behind. It's going to be Rena all over him. And shot, goal. That looked like All-American, academic All-American Nick Rena was chasing the stick, and that was a really good play by the Cathedral attackman who drove from X there. So we're going to see that on replay as you look at Rena look right here, chases behind to try and check that stick, but unfortunately doesn't get it. So good play by the offensive player feeling that pressure. So
looks like we have Kasiri back at the face-off X.
So that looked like Marcus Saba on the goal, coming off of an injury. He's been out for a little while, so Marcus Saba is in the game. So Marcus Sama on the goal. So Kasiri's going to get another shot at this against Bedic on the faceoff with 2-0 with 2:48 left in the first. Kasiri wins it forward, gets the fast break going, settle down. Cam Smith's going to settle that down. The opportunity wasn't completely there, so they're going to settle down and test this defense again. HSE in a number of these games has been down early on and has rallied back. It seems to me that they have a couple of goal differential. It doesn't really phase them too much. They seem to drive back. Like I said in the earlier matchup with Cathedral, they never once had a lead till the final whistle. So we'll see if that continues to ring true today, or whether Cathedral Irish can sort of step on them a little bit here, kind of push this play. Also, you'll notice with the offense here, it gets really spread out. And Lucas DeVoe with a great rip. Drives down the alley and takes a high, hard shot right by the ear of Brock Snyder. So we're going to take a look at this replay as Lucas DeVoe sets up top just to the left of your screen. He comes down full speed and then takes that running shot right by the ear of Brock Snyder. Talking to Coach Beasley about Brock Snyder and how great he is and such a good goaltender and first team All-America, first team All-State. What did he think that he was going to do to beat them? And he thought that good, high, hard shots like that was the way to go. So looks like that coaching paid off a little bit. And Lucas DeVoe, the tight back, was able to unleash that one and let it rip.
Lucas did a great job of starting his dodge just from about the 40-yard line, too. I think that's going to be important.
Yeah, he gets a good head run, and there's Bedic on the run. Stumbles going to get the ball. That's going to be picked up by David Sage. David Sage then gets pushed down. Flag is down. He's still being swarmed by the Cathedral deep attack on the ride. David Sage loves this transition. This is where he thrives. Dumps it off to Cam Smith. Cam Smith with a little nifty dodge, and they're going to settle up. This is another one of those situations, Matt, where it's going to be a free play for the Royals.
And the Royals have the ability to be patient here. They really do. We've done a few of their games throughout the regular season. We're impressed with their patience on offense and their ability, like you mentioned, to spread the field out.
Yeah, so there goes their free play. So which no harm, no foul there on the errant pass by Emery over there to Sage. So they're going to set up their extra man offense since there will be a push with possession as David Sage won that ground ball. It was a good win there for HSE to win that ground ball after Bedic had popped that forward. So seems HSE is going to constantly do different things to kind of keep him off rhythm. And that's making 50-50 ground balls and winning them, I think, is one of them. So looks like we're going to start with the ball here with number 5, Pete Buckner. Pete Buckner is a converted attackman. He's an attackman that plays midfield and then also runs their extra man offense as well. Smart real player, but he had to move off of attack to midfield because of the John Vahoster, number 6, their midfielder, had a knee injury, an ACL tear. So the senior going to Arizona is out with a knee injury as DeVoe takes another shot.
DeVoe left wide open from about 12 yards from the cage.
That's a really big score. 2 for DeVoe, 2 for Cathedral. And here comes the replay. You're going to find that that ball goes behind the goal right here. The two guys cut down, leaving DeVoe up top as they follow him. And a good high, hard shot. Again, that high, hard shot against Brock Snyder. So looks like that's the scouting report on him, and they've taken it to heart. So I've seen that play before from Hamilton Southeastern, and Lucas DeVoe always seems to find a seam in there. And that feed through from the attackman was always good. So with 54 seconds left in the first quarter, it's 2-2, and we have a false start on the faceoff by Bedic. So that's going to be awarded to the Royals, and the Royals on the quick whistle come right straight down the field with a shot wide, and the referees have not made a call. They're going to keep it with that was Ethan Blake there, by the way, came down with that ball. He picked it up and on the quick whistle got a run down field and got a quick shot off. So with 41 seconds left here, HSC is going to try and work it around and find another guy. We have Tony Kasiri still on the field. The faceoff mid usually comes right off, so he's still in the offensive set here as he catches the ball. So he's going to look, that junior is going to look to be going to DePaul, although he is not committed. So we'll see what happens here as Cam Smith here attacks down the wing. Kicks that back up. That's going to be number 9. It's going to take that, Kemp. And another hard shot, Cam Smith.
Good possession.
This is a real good possession. So this is going to be
7
Keegan
seconds.
Logan, with the ball coming around the corner. Hard shot, taken away. That's going to be interference with the goalie. And that is going to be awarded to 1.6 seconds in the quarter. And that is the end of the quarter. So the end of the first quarter of the second semifinal game here in the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association. The Cathedral Irish 2, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 2. And we will be back in just a moment.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street and Noble.
All right, we are back at Hamilton County TV, witnessing the second semifinal of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association from Hamilton Southeastern's IU Health Field, where the Hamilton Southeastern Royals are the away team because they are the number 3 seed, and they have scored 2 goals to the Cathedral Irish number 2 seed home team. It's 2 goals in the second quarter with 12 minutes on the clock, so there's a lot of 2s on the scoreboard. So, Matt McEnroe, what did you see from the first half?
Yeah, just looking at the statistics, face-offs right now tied 2-2 apiece. Face-offs, ground balls still 2-2, so we've got 4 total ground balls for each team. But really the key statistic is turnovers. Cathedral has 4, HSE has 2. And I think that's why we're seeing an increase in the number of shots by HSE. They're getting good possessions. They have 6 total shots to Cathedral's 3. If that continues, it's going to start swaying in the favor of HSE here. And as we saw at the end of that first quarter, HSE was certainly in control.
Well, that's good, and I want to thank our associate Steve Kinney, coach at Heritage Christian School, for helping us out and providing us with those stats. So shout out to him, and he's had an exceptional year as well. Steve Kinney's Heritage team making the playoffs, even though he suffered a lot of injuries. So congratulations to them, and looking forward to the second quarter here. Face-off as the 2 teams battle it out, and Bedich wins it to the open space and wins that ground ball. Kasirian chase. Ty Splinter drops in, and it looks like David Stage is the wing play is going to get a little extra D-midi time. And Cathedral's going to set up on offense again. So Cathedral has been really patient here and just looking for those one-on-one matchups, feeling that around. Do you think that's going to change it all here?
As of right now, no. I think they're gonna maintain this possession. I think this favors them, to be quite honest with you. And I think they're going to work for the good shot. But right now, though, every now and again, you're seeing a few of the Hamilton Southeastern defenders kind of extend out a little bit. At least we saw it from number 16 or 15, Potter.
Yeah, and you're going to definitely see that from Nick Green. Anytime he can get a chance to go after a guy, they're going to let him do it. But I think you're going to see that the pace of play is going to be in the offensive zone here for Cathedral. Is going to be a little slow as Arena knocks the ball out of the air, recovered by Cathedral. And Cathedral going to transition that back down to, looks like Denon. Denon on the left-hand feeder. Denon a little bit more on the attack here. But Hamilton Southeastern is going back into that zone defense. So I think that's going to help slow the game down in Cathedral's offensive set, which, like you said, Cathedral doesn't mind playing a patient game. And I think it's a situation where Hamilton Southeastern knows that they can go on runs and score. So if they can keep it close and slow them down, it's good. As we see a throwaway, and the referee's going to make that call. That's going to be an over and back pass. Errant pass for over and back. It's going to be the Hamilton Southeastern ball, taking it on the offense here. So Hamilton Southeastern waiting on the whistle. And then an errant pass.
Good deflection.
Good deflection by the long stick midi, who's coming down, making the transition of it. Rena in slot. Cannon Ellsbury. It's going to be one-on-one Denon with a save. Huge save by Timmy Matthew Dykes.
That deflection was by number 33, Colin Bilberry.
So Colin Bilberry, good job by him. The transfer from the Fishers High School, who's coached formerly by Matt McEnroe, my compadre. There is a flag on the field after that play. Timothy Matthew Dykes with an exceptional save one-on-one against Matt Denon. I think that's someone we need to look at in the future as maybe a turning point, because Timmy Matthew Dykes really stepped up in that situation. That could be a 3-2 game. So I did not see what the call was. I'm going to guess from the situation that it was a late hit by the defender, Cannon Ellsbury. And
really extending out on their man-down defense.
Well, I think that's just I just think that's Nick Rena. I think they give him the green light to go chase guys down with that exceptional stick and how well he can take the ball away from people. So I think they kind of give him the green light to that. So wide shot, Matt Denon. Having coached Matt Denon in true lacrosse several years ago when he was a youngster, I know that there's very few shots that Matt Denon's willing to turn away. So another one by Denon. It's the reason why he scores as much as he does.
Yeah, he even scored that game winner in Culver.
He did score the game winner in Culver, and had a big freshman year winning a championship. So good for him as the man up is still feeling around and takes the shot.
Solid
goal.
shot.
That is an excellent goal right there. I'm still trying to look at the number, but Cathedral with number 2, Chris White. Chris White with a left-handed shot right off of that. So that was a really good play. This is really good ball movement. If you watch Cathedral take that, draw the defense, step in, draw a defender, get it to Chris White, and gets that shot off from about 8 yards out. It was number 3. Correction. That's Petruzzi.
John
Petruzzi on that goal, making that play. I think it was really good as a slow rotation by the defense, and really good sticks by Cathedral. They have exceptional stick skills. Really moving that ball and finding the right guy to take the shot. So good play. Face off here with 9:25 to go. They've made it a 50-50 ball. Kasiri's still battling for the ball. Cathedral's still battling for the ball. Coming out of it is number 18, Ethan Blake. Ethan Blake going to Grand Canyon University comes away with that ground ball. It's a big win for them to stem the tide here. So I think that Hamilton Southeastern has a plan there to face off X and seems to be paying some dividends. I would consider that a 50% win percentage is probably a win for them. What do you think?
No, I would agree.
As DeVoe takes another shot, hard, snuffed out by Brock Snyder. Brock Snyder outlets that ball upfield.
All-American.
And Brock Snyder just driving, the offensive player down. And we're going to get a timeout by Cathedral. This Cathedral cleared that ball and got it upfield by Gomez. Stuart Gomez from the outlet there, running down the field. And I think this is a good possession timeout here by Andy Gruber to settle his guys down. Interesting thing about Stuart Gomez is not only is he honorable mention All-State, but he's also the backup goalie.
Yes.
So he gets an opportunity to go out there and run around on the field, and then in emergency situations, I imagine that he goes in for Brock Snyder. I could only imagine it would be an emergency if you want to take a first-team All-State goalie out and put him in anywhere, or you're blowing somebody out maybe. Yeah. But anyway, so I think we've got another good game boiling here. Our previous game, early semifinal, was an overtime thriller where Culver varsity beat Carmel 10-9 in overtime. So it was quite a thriller, which makes it the first time since 2004 that a number 1 seed lost to a number 4 seed. That last time that happened, 2004, was Carmel defeating Brebeuf 6-4. So Brebeuf Jesuit going down as the number 1 seed 2004.
And I remember that game. I was on the sideline for that game. I was on Brebeuf's sideline. So that was a well-played game by Carmel.
A bit of a stinger, I guess.
It was.
Yeah, so we want to thank Dean Schultz from Carmel sending that in. I believe he played in that game, which is why he remembered it so well.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dean.
But, thanks a lot, Dean. So we shout out to him, and looks like coming out of the timeout that Cathedral has got their ducks in a row here, and Hamilton Southeastern is going to – looks like they've actually lined up in sort of a quasi-man-to-man here, but I'm going to guess it's still some other version of zone. Again, talking to Coach Beasley before the game, he was telling us that they have 3 different zones that they're going to run today, which I think is interesting. So we'll have to see how this goes. as Cathedral works the ball around, and with 8:29 left on the clock. And again, good sticks by Cathedral, finding the open guy, being patient, working the ball around. And Bertuzzi there, getting that shot. That's a good save there. Looks like that's picked up by Arena. Arena's going to find that Ty DeSplinter. Ty DeSplinter on the run.
Great speed by the freshman.
Great speed by the freshman. Yeah, absolutely. He's going to need help coming out. Somebody's got to come help him. Help comes out of the box. So good for him. I believe that's Tyler Wrenchin, if I can see from here. So Tyler's got the ball. He's got that settled in. Great play by the save, starting by Timmy Matthew Dykes. The outlet on the ground ball from Rena to DeSplinter, and DeSplinter then getting that ball, not panicking, into the hands of Wrenchin. So Hamilton Southeastern at a 3-2 deficit right now is going to work it around and try and find their open guy. Wrenchin looks like they're put DeVoe into the crease at this time. So big Lucas DeVoe is in the crease right in front of the goal. So I'm going to guess they're going to dodge and try to look for the slide to come out of the crease.
That defender that's on him is shutting him off.
As we're going to look for the dodge here. And there goes Wrenchin again. Running down, feeds it to X.
Yeah,
and then here comes Logan. Keegan Logan passing that ball around.
They do not want him to touch the ball.
Yeah, they're shutting off Lucas DeVoe, which I think is just smart considering he scored both of the goals. He's going to make the coaching staff there at Cathedral is going to make somebody else be the big guy, big hero today. So like we said, I think that's not going to be a terrible thing for Hamilton Southeastern since he's been injured and other guys have had to step up. So Lucas DeVoe did work his way to get in there, did get the ball. He's making the call, and he's going to dodge down that right alley. Dodge through the slide, take the shot, and scores again. Lucas DeVoe cannot be stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, he just took that. He told everybody to get out of his way. He blew by the first guy, ran past the slide, and then another high, hard shot by past Brock Schneider. So, I mean, just take a look here. He just takes a good, hard run, and the slide takes a bad angle, and then he rips that shot. That time it was high to low.
Yeah, I think that long stick defender for Cathedral would like that approach back to DeVoe.
Yeah, it looked to me like that was number 13, Andy Gruber, coming out, sliding out of the crease to make that. Excuse me, not Andy Gruber, his son Noah Gruber.
If they want to commit to shutting off Lucas DeVoe, they have to do that all seconds of the possession that HSE has. Just a little split second, giving him some space to get his hands free, got him the ball. And right in the spot where he wants it.
Look at that. The face-off scrum won by DeSplinter, picking up the ground ball. He outlets that there to the defenseman who crosses midfield. He's in trouble now. Look at that. Cannon Ellsbury splits the defenders. And a timeout called by Coach Beasley. Looks like a possession timeout.
Yeah, so as we take this time out, let's take some time to thank some of our sponsors. Logan Street Signs and Banners. Celebrating over 25 years, Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their new website at www.loganstreetsigns.com. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
So with 6:17 left in the first half, the goal score is 3-3. With the Royals just scoring by Lucas DeVoe on his third goal. And Cathedral Irish also with 3 as well, collectively. So Cathedral Irish 3, Lucas DeVoe 3. So we'll see how this thing moves forward. Good clear on that face-off win. And then clear and timeout, possession timeout, so that Royals can possess that ball a little bit longer. So I think that's... we're going to see what happens here on the offense with the Royals. Matt, do you expect anything different?
Right now, I think you just try and get the ball into DeVoe's hands. If not, start him with the ball. Looks like he's actually going to start on the crease again. And then they'll probably try and move him around and see what Cathedral's attempting to do, if they're going to try and shut him off or if they're going to play 6v6 straight up. But definitely try and get the ball back into DeVoe's hands.
It's going to be David Sage starting with the ball. So do you think if they're shutting Lucas DeVoe off and Lucas DeVoe has to work real hard to get the ball like he did last time, that's what they really want to do? Or do you think if they shut him off, they're going to use him to stymie the slides out of the crease? and perhaps maybe set a double pick.
Right now, I'm not certain that they are actually shutting him off. I know they've got a defender close to him on the crease, which is what I would want to do, but it looked as though he was ready to slide when the ball was below GLE. So,
well, I think that's a play that you have to make if you're the coaching staff at Cathedral, run by 17-year coach Andy Gruber. But Hamilton Southeastern is going to have to find somebody else to score, and they've got plenty of weapons like Keegan Logan here, who is dodging and looking for the feed, working that way down to Ryan Kemp. And so actually that was Cam Smith working this ball up top now to David Sage. So it's going to be real interesting if they can get somebody else to go here. Cathedral was a little slow on the slide there. David Sage didn't quite beat him. So Ryan Kemp, Cam Smith here with the ball. Sorry, Cam Smith now with the ball. Coming off the crease. Oof, what a quick shot.
It was a quick shot.
Wow, from about 14 yards out, behind the pick and the screen, he snapped that off. I did not think that was going to have that much velocity from there. Did go errant and was backed up by the Royals. So we'll see. The defense of Cathedral seems to be pretty comfortable with the matchups they've got while they're locking DeVoe off. So
DeVoe right now seems to be comfortable. Just hanging. Oh, of course, now that I say comfortable sitting on the crease, he actually pops up top center.
Well, I think he popped out like that just very simply to remove the slide as David Sage runs and shoots wide coming down the left-hand alley. So Tyler Renchin, I think that it looks like they're trying to generate a lot of offense up here from the midfield. See if they're going to try from Keegan Logan here coming off the wing. And he does. Keegan Logan attacks hard. Looks for the feed. Still looking for the feed. Still looking for the feed. Finally finds Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp, the shifty little freshman, gets the ball out to Renchin. Now Renchin's going to take a run at it. Looks like he's going to go to the right side. And the slide comes. He slips down, runs through traffic. Cathedral picks up the ground ball. Cathedral scoops at the ground ball, misses it, and then runs it out of bounds.
Unfortunate.
Wow, that's a tough play. Yeah, I'm not sure who that was, but that looks like they're Logan. Is that DeVoe now?
That's DeVoe.
That's DeVoe with the ball. He gets by the short stick defender. Brock Snyder on the save, and we've got a penalty. John Swain threw that ball with some authority. Threw that flag with some authority. So we'll have to see what the call is, because I didn't see anything egregious. But as he receives the signal to Clay Worley. Clay Worley's now going to talk to it's going to be on Cathedral. He's calling a cross check there. So it's going to be a cross check on Cathedral. So we're going to see another man up situation. So
3:48 remaining in the half. This game has flown by.
This game definitely has flown by. And if I remember the previous game that these two played, it was like a 5-2 halftime score. So we're about at that same pace. And then the two teams scored 9 goals combined in the fourth quarter. So the pace may pick up here. It looks like Cam Smith's jumping like a jumping jack who wants that ball. But the man up is moving that ball around. They ran basically the same play to pop Lucas DeVoe up top, but Cathedral had that read, and looks like they're going to pass cross crease here. Renchin looking for the extra guy. Moves around to Logan.
Really good recovery by the defense.
Yeah, real good recovery to Keegan Logan inside.
Patience, too.
Really good patience. Keegan Logan was able to walk that ball up top, get the defender to take a bad angle, and get underneath him to score that goal. So finally, HSE, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, get on the board with someone other than Lucas DeVoe, and it is All-American Keegan Logan getting underneath the defense. Takes real patience to set the goaltender and then run by him. Should have probably been a little bit more recovery from the defense there, but finally, 4. We have on the scoreboard, you'll actually notice that it is the guests 4 and the home team 3. Even though we are at Hamilton Southeastern's field, they are the away team. So Hamilton Southeastern 4, Cathedral Irish 3 with 3:09 remaining in the half. And Tony Kasiri pops the ball out, and it's won by Bedic. Bedic underhands it, and that's going to come out here.
Great ball movement.
Yeah, it looks like Cathedral is able to get that ball out. Again, Cathedral sticks are really impressive, both at the offense and at the long stick. Their long stick midi is actually still in there, Stifler. who wouldn't have got there. He's stayed in the crease for a little while, wanting the ball, but it's really more of a token threat than it was an actual threat, I think, and Cathedral's going to get back to work. It looks like we're back at a zone defense again. So another zone defense, and there, a stick in the passing lane by Nick Rena to knock that away. Now it is going to remain, because he last touched it, in the possession of number 22 for Cathedral, Matt Denon.
That's the third time a pass coming from top right to top left with Cathedral in possession of the ball has been challenged by Rena and almost picked off. They need to really be careful with that pass.
Well, I think if you're going to go after a guy and you want to take away, there's probably no one better than Nick Rena to go do it. So they're going to let number 24 in black here go after guys whenever he sees fit. And here we go, Matt Denon rolling around looking for that shot. And the shot, good save by Matthew Dykes. Timmy Matthew Dykes with a good save. That was a good little draw and recover there. Denon making that pass. Now their ball's coming in from excellent Cathedral, working the ball around. Errant pass. Looks like a good man-ball situation right there from Cathedral to maintain possession. Because Dean Constantine was going to put pressure on him there, so good for him. Cathedral, good man ball, still working it around. Good sticks. The only time they seem to have errant passes is when someone gets a stick on it. Matt Denon again, another shot wide. Right. Dalton Potter putting pressure on there in the low left of the goaltender. So they send a short stick behind on this zone. And then they work the long poles out on the corners and then have the other short stick right up there in the middle. That's Starnes, Jackson Starnes. So it's an interesting defense here, that this zone that they're running. They're able to put pressure on the ball with a shot wide by Cathedral. But the Royals seem to have their 4 long poles on the 4 corners, and they fairly well stay home, trying to collapse it in the middle. And they're using their long sticks to put pressure on the ball. So 1 minute left in the quarter. The Royals are up 4-3 on the Cathedral Irish.
Cathedral's going through a little bit of a substitution.
Yep, they're bringing in, looks like Dunwoody. Dunwoody at, what is he, like 200 pounds at 5'9", 190 pounds at 5'9". He's a tank, that kid. But he's transferred from Westfield, and where he had to do everything for that team last year, and he's had to learn to be a role player. But look at the shot he's got. There he is.
Great shot.
Yeah, Tanner Dunwoody coming off the bench. Finally gets his hands free. That kid has a cannon of a shot, and he just showed it right there.
Nice left-handed shot. High to low.
So here we go. We're going to watch this replay as that ball gets down behind the goal, and they feed it all the way through up top. Tanner Dunwoody gets that released before the slide can get there. Good, like you said, Coach. High to low shot with exceptional shape. Coach Gruber says that he's got one of the hardest shots in the state, and by the looks of that, I agree with him. So 29 seconds left in the half. It's 4-4. And again, we've got another close game. We expected a close game. When you see these 4 teams play each other to no more than 2-goal differential, overtime wins and stuff like that, Kasiri pops it out, gets a good run. It's going to be Keegan Logan on the wing. We've got 22 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to try and sub more guys on here or go right at the goal. Looks like Ryan Kemp's going to get that ball. Keegan Logan now. Cam Smith, Keegan Logan looks like he's driving through a double team. He's looking to feed now. He's still backing in. Feeds that all the way through. Come down. Good play. It's Wrenchin. Wrenchin rips a shot wide. Wide high with 1.1 seconds left. So that ball's going to come in, and I guess they ran that clock out after the shot. So that is the end of the first half. 2 teams, 2 big juggernauts feeling each other out. They are going to wave off the halftime, and they are going to put 1.1 seconds back on the clock. Because I see the referee.
That's the right thing to do. There was 1.1 seconds. They'll probably just feed the crease here.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure from 1.1 seconds you can throw it, feed the crease, and get it lost. For Hamilton Southeastern to do that, they did it in against Cathedral with 4.9 seconds on the clock. They were able to pull that off. But the referees actually now have waved it off. So we are at halftime of the second semifinal game between number 2, Cathedral Irish, and the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern at 4-4. Let me correct again. They have now put 1 second back on the clock.
Yeah.
So
was it not 1.1?
It was 1.1, but I'm not sure they can put 0.1 on with the clock that they've got. So the referees are going to call this 1.1 seconds before we get to half. So apparently we're going to stay with this for a moment and then watch 1 second tick off and then call the halftime, Matt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when we talk about this game, you know, HSC's coming into this game with 3 straight consecutive seasons of making it to this semifinal game here. And, you know, they've come out really competing, took the lead at one point. Now it's tied up again. But really, when you consider this this the second time they're hosting this semifinal game, you really believe that, you know, it's if it's not now, when?
Right.
When are they going to advance to the state championship game?
Right, and there was that 1 second, but I think one of the things that's going to be interesting about that is, you know, Cathedral has gone to 7 straight championship games, and, you know, like you said, if not now, when? So we're now officially into halftime with the score 4-4. The Irish and the Royals tied at half. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back after these messages.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville. If you're from Fishers.
Before that, it was 37A, and before that, it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry-out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Byron Stankus, along with Matt McEnroe. We are here at halftime of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association's second semifinal game, where the Cathedral Irish, number 2, have scored 4 goals against the number 3 Hamilton Southeastern Royals have scored 4 goals. We've got a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. Another close one here in the semifinals, and it's kind of what we were looking forward to. We had an overtime semifinal game earlier tonight, and it looks like we have got another tight one, another barn burner here brewing right now. Matt McEnroe, what did you see from the first half?
Yeah, so many things going in favor of HSC right now. That we're kind of surprised to see that right now. Face-offs right now are 5-5 for each team. So even at the face-offs, really thought that was going to be something that Cathedral could hang their hat on. But right now, HSC doing a great job of making that an even statistic.
And I think what's really interesting about that is it isn't just one guy going after Bedic. They've done a couple of different things. They put Nick Rena, the long stick defenseman, they've moved him up to face off. They've used Kasiri in there. They've tied them up. They've won it with David Sage coming off the wing, winning ground balls. They've had number 12 tied to Splinter come off and win ground balls. So that's a full team effort against the second team All-State faceoff guy.
Absolutely.
Sam Bedic.
Some other things. Ground balls are tied 7 apiece. And shots are in favor of HSC 13-9. So we're seeing a bit more possession in the favor of HSC, getting a few more shots off, definitely in their favor. And then finally, turnovers. Turnovers are costing Cathedral right now. It's 6-3. Cathedral has 6 turnovers. To HSC is only 3 turnovers in the game. And I think that is one of the key statistics right now is Cathedral needs to stop throwing the ball away.
Well, that's true. I think they're a young team. They are a sophomore-loaded team. They only have 3 seniors playing in Brock Snyder, Max Worth, and Kevin Colt. So they only have 3 seniors playing on a regular basis. So I think they're young. I think they're throwing it away because they're getting a little nervous. That's kind of what I'm seeing. But I also think it's a credit to. We just rattled off statistics that we think favor HSC, but the game is tied 4-4. So good to Cathedral Irish there to keep that thing in check, even though they're making some of those mistakes.
You know, we can only hope that the coaching staff for Cathedral, led by Andy Gruber, can settle the troops down a little bit. So as they come out in this second half, they can play with a bit more poise, play with purpose.
And we also talked about one of the scouting that Coach Beasley had done on Brock Snyder was that he was susceptible to high, hard shots. Well, I'm looking down at the field right now, and they're shooting high, hard shots as coaches at Brock Snyder to get him used to that. So
yeah, goalie coach Sam Hill is there right now, letting them rip.
Along with Brock's dad, Pete Snyder. So
Exactly.
Between the two of those guys ripping shots, they're definitely letting – they saw what we saw about those high shots. So I think they're kind of prepping on that.
2 great coaches there.
Absolutely, great coaches. Sam Hill was one of the coaches we did not mention before, but he's an exceptional sort of goalie whisperer, which is great. And Cathedral's defense, obviously, like we said, with a lot extra possessions to Hamilton Southeastern's played real well. And Andy Gruber credits that to what they call as their secret weapon, which is Ryan Haas. Ryan Haas from Butler, who came out of the Denver area, has done wonders with them over the years, coaching up their defenses. So good for them. And then Hamilton Southeastern is generally a team that scores a lot of goals, and they only have 4 right now. So
Right.
I don't know if they're going to kick it into another gear here or whether they're happy to play this tight game with the zone defense slowing it down and limiting the shots.
I think they're going to have to get used to slowing it down just a little bit, especially if they're going to play a zone.
Right. Well, absolutely, you want to have an offense that complements the defense. So if the defense is slowing it down, you're definitely want your offense to be patient and make for good shots as well. And I think that slow game, to be honest with you right now, I think favors Cathedral. I think Cathedral's going to want this to be a slower game. They're young. They've got a little bit of jitters, clearly. We've seen them throw the way. As much as they've got great sticks, I think they've still got some young nerves. And the more mature, senior-driven team of Hamilton Southeastern may be poised to really push the balls here. So we'll see.
So some top point scores from the first half. For HSC, we'll start with HSC. Without a doubt, it is number 2, Lucas DeVoe, with 3 goals. And Keegan Logan just behind him with 1 goal and 1 assist. And then from Cathedral, points leader is Marcus Saba with 1 goal and 1 assist.
Yeah, Marcus Saba coming off of an injury, getting back into the lineup, which allows Kevin Kolb a little bit more freedom to go to midfield too from time to time. So good for Marcus to be back and ready for the playoff push here and the championship run. So we got a new game coming on here in the second half. We're going to referees have got the ball set. We're ready for the second half to begin between the Royals and the Irish. The whistle blows. Second half begins. The winner of this will take on Culver, who won an overtime stunner just a little bit ago. We got a loose ball push. That's going to go to Cathedral. Cathedral's got the ball, and they're trying to push it down the field. So the winner of this game goes to the championship game, and for the first time, we do not have Carmel in the championship game for the first time in 7 years. So they're usually playing Cathedral. So Cathedral, can they keep it 8 in a row, or is the upstart Hamilton Southeastern Royals going to finally crack that semifinal jinx, make it into the championship game? It's the Cathedral Irish have the ball now, working it around. Cannon Ellsbury whacking around on the attackman. So we'll see.
Good patience here.
It looks like they've gone back to a man-to-man with an early slide, getting a free shot off the pipe. I think that's Denon again with that hard left-hand shot. He seems to be camping out between the 10 and the 20 in there, finding seams and just ripping as many shots as he possibly can.
Really did a good job to move off ball there, too, to find some space.
He's a smart player, that kid. Only a sophomore. And look at that takeaway. There's a takeaway defenseman. That's Nick Rena. Is it? I think it was actually Cannon Ellsbury. Rena has the ball now.
I think that was Ellsbury.
Ellsbury with the takeaway. Coach Beasley refers to Cannon Ellsbury as the protege to Nick Rena. So Nick Rena's going to give him a high five right here for that takeaway, creating a turnover. That's a forced turnover. That's not Cathedral throwing that away. That's an exceptional play by that defenseman for Hamilton Southeastern to get that ball and set up their offense again. Looks like Cathedral shut DeVoe off again as wrenching comes down the middle. I'm sorry, that's Sage. Sage feeds it on the crease. And Keegan Logan. David Sage drives down the alley, draws the slide, feeds Keegan Logan on the crease. Keegan Logan with the patience to make Brock Snyder move. That's the key. Here he goes, right down the middle. Then he feeds it all the way through, and then look at that big pump fake. That big pump fake by Keegan Logan really froze the goalie, and then he was able to step around. That was a really good play by David Sage to create that offense.
It was. He got a step on his defender. I don't know if his defender really thought he was going to dodge. It looked like he kind of got a little flat-footed there. But yeah, beat his man topside.
Yeah, usually they're waiting there for extra guys to come in the field, and they had shut Lucas DeVoe off, and there wasn't guys there, and Sage just felt it. He scored 2 goals against Carmel when they played in the regular season, the number 1 team in the state. So he clearly has stepped up. And it looks like that was a 1 by Cathedral and then checked out, and we've got a ground ball scrum. Cathedral has picked it up again, and the ball is then checked out. Hamilton Southeastern checked that out. So coming out of halftime with 10:10 to go, Hamilton Southeastern's up 5-4. Hamilton Southeastern, to me, looks like they're playing with a little bit more energy.
Yeah, absolutely they do. They came out in the second
And here
half.
goes David Sage. He loves the transition game like he is right here. Keeps running through, makes an errant pass here to Logan, Keegan Logan, and we got a flag down. It's going to be a flag down. I think there was a good check to make that. Looks like Chris Patras, the referee, is going to make that call here. And based on the hand signals, I think it's going to be a push with possession. So when David Sage came down there, I think he got pushed as that ball was being passed. So Cathedral player is going to take a knee in the box and feel shame. as the Hamilton Southeastern Royals are going to have an extra man offense here. That's correction. I hear from the other room from Coach Steve Kinney that was a slash 1 minute. So this will be a 1 minute possession. The extra man offense for the Royals. As Kemp works that up to Wrenchin. Cathedral seems to be up to the task. And again, they got Pete Buckner in. Pete Buckner in the high crease. Looks like they're going to work from behind. Cam Smith turns the corner. Gets that out to Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan probably takes one more step upfield. I think he scores that goal.
Yeah.
But they're going to be all right. So
yeah, so the penalty was on Colin Bilbrey and was a slash 1 minute.
All right, so there we are as the clock ticks through that penalty. We're going to see Wrenchin get that buck up to DeVoe. DeVoe, boom, high hard in. Woo!
Wow.
Absolute heat. That thing was scored from about 18 yards out.
Yeah.
That was power to power, my friends. That just shows you how good Lucas DeVoe is. He just steps in and rips it. Just watch this replay. He's at the 30 right there. His feet are on the red. He steps down. He's 17 yards out. And he beat him high with speed. And that is a first-team All-State goalie that he just beat right there.
Absolutely.
That is exceptional. My friends, we are watching a show. We are watching a show again tonight, 6-4. But if you want to watch a show, you should have Walford's Theaters movies in the park. They're going to be doing stuff in Forest Park on Friday night, starting, well, tonight, and then tomorrow as we watch this face-off as a ground ball is being scooped up here by number 18, Ethan Blake. So Ethan Blake rushing the goal. He's got an advantage, takes a shot, smothered by Brock Snyder. Brock Snyder is up to the task on that one. Now off the wing, and now Cathedral has picked up the pace as they clear the ball. And then with the body play, loses the ball. And who do we have coming down with it again? Looks like Sage. Sage again in transition, where he loves to feast. He's going to take a hard left-handed shot, hits the post, bounces out. Cathedral on the rebound, picks that up. The Cathedral defense looking for an outlet. And then finds the long stick midi. Excuse me, that's actually Max Worth, the defenseman, who's going to clear that across the field. He's going to touch up the box, and he's going to find some help as he's being chased by DeSplinter. Ty DeSplinter there is having a heck of a game for a little freshman who's come in pressure duty after the departure of number 29, Nate Crowder, for disciplinary reasons. So Ty DeSplinter up to the task. Good play. Cathedral now setting up their offense, subbed in all of their guys. And it looks like Tanner Dunwoody again. You can tell him by the way he walks.
Really interesting to see how Cathedral handles this possession, being down by 2 right now. What are they going to do to attack this defense?
Well, with 7:45 left in the third quarter, looks like they're trying to use their offense to spread it out as they get really wide. And it doesn't look like HSC's not buying it. They're staying pretty tight in. As the dodge comes down the middle, hard left hand, shot off the hip, goal.
Wow.
Tanner Dunwoody. Boy, what a big goal that was. That's a momentum killer right there. That makes it 6-5. But that 5 goals, that ebbs the flow here. Tanner Dunwoody with a great shot. He just makes a little hitch here, drives hard left-handed, and before the slide gets fully there, he takes that shot. I think that was a bad angle on the slide. Really did not get in the way, but that was excellent.
Really good extension and follow-through on his shot there, too, on the run.
Yeah, and he's moving right at the goal. You know, he's dodging downhill. When we say downhill, we mean north-south. And when we mean north-south, he's running towards the goal, you know. He's not running side to side along, you see a lot of younger kids do. He's actually running at the goal when he dodges. He takes a little step past the defender and then runs right at the goal. So that momentum's going towards the goal when he does it. And Kassiri with the face-off win. After Bedich thought he'd had it. Touched up here by Cam Smith. Cam Smith's going to settle this down. So they're going to get fresh bodies on the field. HSC's going to hold that ball behind the goal while their midfielders come off the bench with some fresh bodies. Looks like there's a little bit of an advantage right here. And Tyler Wrenchin just cradles it out of his own stick on a fake shot. Cathedral gains the possession.
They've got a Cathedral player wide open at midfield. Just couldn't see him in time. Would have had a nice fast break there.
He would have, but Brock Snyder's going to be all right. He'll find somebody.
Oh, sure.
As they clear it here, and Cathedral's going to reset their offense. And the good news is they've got 2 of the offensive players at the midfield for Hamilton Southeastern stuck on the field, in Tyler Wrenchin and Lucas DeVoe. So Tyler Wrench's trying to race off the field right now to get a D-midi on the field, and he makes it out. So Cathedral's actually in a pretty good spot here with DeVoe kind of hung up as they sub in their guys to get fresh bodies on the field. That's something DeVoe makes it off the field. So now everybody's got their personnel on, with the Royals getting their defensive personnel in and the Irish getting in their offensive players. So everybody gets their best against best. And a cut off the crease, good look, and good take, and a flag is down. So it looks like Chris Patras did not like the follow-through by the defender there that's going to go take a knee in the box. So Cathedral Irish now are going to start after that errant shot. Great pop off the crease, though, by that player. But they're going to take an errant shot there and gain possession by backing that up. So can we see the HSC player? Do we know who got the penalty? So it's a cross-check call by on Nick Rena. So Nick Rena on the cross-check. He'll serve a minute, and it's going to be man down. So Jackson Starnes there for HSC is the short stick defender that's going to be in the middle there in the crease. He's sort of your emergency guy. If we have to call his name, like picking up the ball, he's going to go. Meanwhile, the extended defense there of Cannon and Ellsbury up top. Now it's down low. Cathedral's going to be working this ball around. Cathedral's got to be really happy on man up when they're chasing the ball around like this to create these seam shots just like that.
Nice teamwork to get that shot.
I think there was an overextension there on the defense to get that great shot. I'm not sure who shot that, but so we're going to watch this here on a replay. If you watch, the defense extends, sends two guys to one, and then the rotation coming around doesn't make it as that fella scores. Again, very difficult to read their uniforms, being illegal and all, but we do the best we can here with that. That was number 5 on the goal. So that was Saba on the goal. So good play by Matt Denon to feed that assist by drawing two guys. Number 22 on the left side there is the top of our screen when we saw it, to step in and draw two defenders and then kick that up to number 5. Richie Kowaleski, number 5. So thank God we have Steve Kinney there to help out with these things and extra eyes on the field to help pick that up. So we're back to the face-off. And Bedic in a different position there in a stand-up. And they're all tied up. And we have a call, loose ball hold. And it's going to go to Hamilton Southeastern. So there we go. As Ethan Blake gives up the ball here. And gets it to Hamilton Southeastern's Keegan Logan. So Keegan Logan's going to settle down, and Hamilton Southeastern's going to bring in their fresh bodies. Ken Smith's going to work the ball around up top. He's got David Sage. David Sage is feeling a bit of his oats now. Cathedral seems to see that and puts a long stick on him. So that shows a little bit of respect that Sage has got here, which means if over there, this Wrench in here has got to be the guy to beat his man. So it looks like they're going to let him drive the right side, and he's going to look for feed and just kick it down to the attack. So Keegan Logan now working around. So it's a 6-6 ball game in the third with 4:45 left to play in the third quarter. 6-6. Both teams punch and counterpunch. That seems to be what we're seeing. As Tyler Wrench drives through a double team and flips it up into the air to no one, picked off by the defense of Cathedral, who then outlets the ball. Creates what's a slow break. It's going to be a 5-on-4 situation. Pass into the ground, picked off by the defender. That is Nick Rena with the dipsy doodle under and over. And then makes the outlet pass to the guy coming off the bench. They're going to transition right here. He's coming in, cross crease pass. Oh, and an errant pass. Cam Smith couldn't handle it. He's running at the goal. He threw it behind him. So a little back and forth up and down the field here for these two guys.
Haven't seen a lot of that this half.
We have not, but looks like the pace of play has picked up. It hasn't appeared on the scoreboard, but we seem to be a little bit more action as Cathedral steps into the box here and starts to start their next offensive set, getting fresh bodies on the field. And HSC has gone out of that zone defense and is putting a lot more pressure on guys. They're recovering a little bit into the hole, but boy, they are really extended out right now. There are big seams in that defense as much as they're pushing out. They're relying their on-ball guys to make a play. I think this is Denon coming down with a shot and score. Drives the left side, switches to the right hand to the inside, beats Temi Matthew-Dykes on the high stick side.
Yeah,
that's a big play right there.
That is a big play,
and I think that's indicative of what we were just talking about with the defense being so spread out.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if we go back to if HSC goes back to that defense or the zone defense.
Here we are on the defense on the replay. You see Matt Denon just drive with the left side and then switch quickly right back to his right hand. It's a late turn in. He actually gets it to the right hand. It's a real deceptive play for the goaltender. So excellent play by Matt Denon. Sees the spread out defense, takes advantage of his guy, gets by him, and then was able to switch hands, put it top shelf. Now, let's see what happens at the counter punch. We get the punch, we get the counter punch. So let's see what we got here. As the athlete of Tony Kasiri pushes Sam Bedich over and has to award the ball to Cathedral. So Cathedral again will turn around and start their offense, working it from behind and get it off to the left side. So they're going to dodge from up top here. It looks like Hamilton Southeastern's collapsed that defense a little bit more, but it also looks like Cathedral is collapsing with them. So we'll see if they can pull them out and make that dodge again. These teams both are really patient at just passing the ball around and feeling it. Just trying to feel where the next best play is. Good split the defense off the post. And that's a rebound, ground ball. Now, is that going to be considered a shot, or did the guy flick it?
Looks like they're awarding it to HSC.
They're awarding it to HSC. They are calling that a just off of the stick. They didn't say that flip was at all was a shot. So HSC gets that ball, and carrying it up the side of the field is Cannon Ellsbury, who is being patient here. So finally finds a short stick to get it to, and it's David Sage as Coach Beasley calls a timeout with 2:24 in the third quarter. We have the home team, the number 2 Cathedral Irish, on the field of the Royals are leading 7-6.
And as we take this timeout, time to thank our sponsors, Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out online at www.noblesvilletrophies.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
So as we come back out of this timeout, the ball is going to be in HSC's hands, but they called the timeout before Ellsbury was able to make that pass to Sage coming out of the box. So it will be before the 50-yard line, and they're going to have to clear it across the midfield line. So I imagine they're going to get a short stick to try and run through those attackmen, but sort of the timing put it into actually a favor of Cathedral there, even though they don't have the ball. So I think this is an interesting game here. We're seeing 2 heavyweights kind of sparring back and forth, going shot for shot with each other. We've got the top players as we expected. Matt Denon for Cathedral Irish has got 2 goals and an assist. And the big gun from Hamilton Southeastern, Lucas DeVoe, has got 4 goals himself. So kind of what we expected as far as the score, being close and being a tight game, and just waiting for this thing to open up, and it seems to have loosened up a little bit here. Got a little bit up and back. Let's see if that translates onto the scoreboard. So the referees are going to blow this through. And Lucas, is that Lucas DeVoe running through with the ball? Takes the slash, gets through, double team, triple team, shot, goal. Boy, he cannot be stopped with a head of steam. He ran through the triple team at the midfield line, outran his guy, and then drew 2 more guys on the slide, split those guys, and then got the shot off. Boy, that's an impressive one-man effort. He just literally runs past his guy. Now he draws 1, 2, 3 slides, and then was able to shoot it high to low through Block Snyder's legs. Tie this game up 7-7 with 2:15 in the third quarter. Boy, what an effort by just one guy.
5 goals to this point for Lucas DeVoe.
Man, I'll tell you, I guess there's a reason he's an All-American.
Yeah, that was an impressive run by him.
He was all-conference in 2016, 2017, and 2018, and he's a 4-year varsity player. You know, he had, last time they played Cathedral, he had 2 goals. He's already done better than that now. And remember, he's coming off a back injury. There's a face-off violation by Cathedral. It's going to be HSE ball, HSE with the momentum. Doesn't seem anybody seems to get any little crease. And then the other team seems to shut them down. So right when we thought Cathedral had a little momentum and got the ball back on a face-off, they got shut down. Now HSE gets a goal, gets a little momentum. We'll see if Cathedral can shut them down. Cam Smith out on the wing here. Working that ball around Tyler Wrenchen. David Sage. They've long pulled David Sage again. That's got to be a feather in his cap. I think he's going to be real happy about that because they're giving him respect for all he's done. They're going to let him invert here. We're going to take the midfielder from behind the goal and try and dodge and see him make a play. Comes around. He's drawn a double team but can't find the open guy. He finally gets rid of the ball. Shot, goal. Wow, what a huge power shot by number 10, Cam Smith. Cam Smith off of the feed by Sage. David Sage on the assist, Cam Smith on the goal. HSE leads 8-7 with 1:20 to go in the third. Here we are on the replay. Gets that, Cam Smith. Boom. What a huge shot. What a great play that was.
Even looking at that replay, even if Cam decided not to shoot, he could have actually skipped that pass across the field to the freshman, Kemp.
Ryan Kemp, yeah. Well, that's what happens when a guy dodges, beats his guy, and that was clearly a design play. They had something set up there and had a couple of guys available. So we'll get another face-off. Bedich seems to win it out into space, gets pushed to the ground, maintains possession, and is now running away from traffic. So there's a win right when the momentum shifted. Bedich turns around and wins the ground ball, and now Cathedral's on offense with 1 minute to go. 1:02, 1 minute to go in the quarter. Ellsbury pounding the attackman. I'm going to go through here. And we've got, is that Potter there on there? That's Rena pounding his defender. I'm sorry, his offensive player. Matt Denon here with the ball up top. He's going to go against Starnes. Jackson Starnes, the defensive midi specialist here, he's going to try to take him. He's actually going to force him to his left hand, which is going to be interesting because I believe Matt Denon is a left-handed player. So he gives up the ball. Starnes looks like he got away with it. It's going to be a good dodge and slide. Poke away. I think that's tied to Splinter on the poke. Check off that slide. Loose ball. 18, 17 seconds. It's going to be a ground ball. Whistle blown. It's going to stay with Cathedral. So Cathedral's got 14 and a half seconds in the quarter here to make something happen. They're going to start with it on the left side of the goal. Bringing it in. HSC's gone into their zone defense. Cathedral's trying to spread him out. Denon's going to gain the middle, drive the left side, dump it inside. Shot. Hits the pipe.
Oh.
At the buzzer, at the end of the third quarter, Cathedral made a great play. Denon gets in there with his left hand, draws the slide, dumps it into the crease. The guy turns around and just hits the pipe to end the quarter.
Credit to Cathedral for even getting a shot off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great thing. We are going into the fourth quarter now with this game, with the game at 8-7 in favor of Hamilton Southeastern. We'll be back in just after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street and Noble.
And we're back here at the home field of Hamilton Southeastern in Fishers, Indiana for the second semifinal game of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association, where the home team, the number 2 seed Cathedral Irish, are down 7 to the away team, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, on their own field 8. So we have an 8-7 game in favor of Hamilton Southeastern. We have exactly what we expected here. It was a close game going into the fourth quarter. This is the second semifinal game of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association that has gone into the fourth quarter that is really close. And Matt, did you see anything that stands out from the third quarter?
Yeah, really the face-offs still remain dead even, 9 apiece, but those turnovers right now, 10 turnovers for Cathedral, really limiting their possessions on offense, which is something they drastically need. But if you look at the score, they're only down by 1, even having 10 turnovers in that third quarter.
Well, that's well-played defense, and we're starting this fourth quarter. The Royal Faithful were on their feet and cheering. They're sensing a little bit in the air. Could this be the first time that they make it to championship day? Or are the Cathedral Irish going to do it again with an exceptional win by Tony Caceres? Tony Casiri just won that ball.
Just a great crowd we have here. Just about 1,500 people here at IU Health Field on Hamilton Southeastern High School campus.
I'll tell you what, though, with the momentum coming out of the quarter, and then Tony Casiri, the junior who is not committed but expecting to go to DePaul, winning that face-off clean, I think that's a big boost for them as the Royals tend to pass this ball around and try and find the matchup that they like. Looks like they are really, really spread out. They've got the guys spread out, trying to pull that defense open, and then we'll attack the matchup that they like. So which matchup do you think they're going to go after? Do you like DeVoe? Do you like Keegan Logan, the two-time All-American?
I think it would be either one of the two. Right now, the hot hand is obviously DeVoe. I try and get it into his hands, but definitely if you got it into Keegan Logan's hands, you can't do wrong.
Well, you've also got David Sage, who's having a heck of a game here. You know, not necessarily hitting all the stat sheets, but he's definitely influencing the outcome of this game. I know he had an assist one of the earlier goals. And Keegan Logan attacks, gains top side, fakes the shot. He's looking to draw the slide. He draws 2 here, redirects the ball.
Good recovery.
Cam Smith, yep, good recovery by the Cathedral defense. Brock Snyder has matured really into the role of the leader of that defense, and you can definitely hear him make calls from time to time, and he's definitely the guy that runs that defense, making the calls out and finding the matchups that he likes. So kudos to the academic All-American there. And a good shot, and Brock Snyder snuffs that one out. So a little bit of a force by Ryan Kemp, the freshman there, I think, from the outside. And the turnover then comes back down, and Cathedral's going to set up on offense. Cathedral touches up the box and is looking for the easy outlet here. As Titus Winters all over him. And a good dodge here, attacking from X. Cathedral is definitely feeling their way around here. The good news about having the experienced coaching staff is even though this team is really sophomore heavy here, they are not panicking as Dunwoody takes a shot wide. He's backed up by his teammates.
Good strong shot.
Yeah, the Irish here, looks like Dunwoody's the guy who really has a matchup favor coming right down the middle with that left hand. And then Denon here with the other left hand, trying to back his way in, and then to Dunwoody. He's got that cannon shot. We saw that earlier. The guy can rip it, so they better watch out. But I'm surprised here that I would have expected that HSC to go into one of those zones. As the defender gets hit with the ball, he goes down, shot, goal, and they're counting that goal.
With an injured player on the field.
Well, in that particular case, it looks like Dalton Potter got hit with the shot primarily and then went down. And in that case, on the defensive end of the field, you have to let that play go. Otherwise, guys would be dropping anytime they got beat. So, unfortunately, we hope he's okay. It looked to me like he got shot and he got hit in the head. So we're going to look at that replay. So that's Dunwoody running through traffic and then getting that shot off. So good for Dunwoody on him. That's exactly who I thought would take that, but unfortunately we're still waiting to see what happens there with, I believe it was Dalton Potter that got hit with the earlier shot as the training staff takes him and walks him off the field.
With Dalton getting off the field, we might see Constantine.
Yeah.
Or Brandon Miller.
Yeah, I expect Dean Constantine to probably take up that spot, number 33 for the Royals. But that's That's a big turn of events. Anyway, going back to the action here, it's 9:05 left in the game. It is 8-8. Dunwoody scores the game-tying goal here to make it 8-8, which is exactly what we expected. A tight game down to the wire, can go either way. In the regular season, the lower-seeded team, Hamilton Southeastern, won at the buzzer. We have Coach Beasley walking off the field, wanted an explanation as to why the whistle didn't blow for his guy getting shot. I think they had to let that play go because the injured player hadn't gone to his knee until Dunwoody had picked it up. So correct. I think that had to let that go, and I think that goal counts. So Kasiri then wins the draw again. So, boy, I'm surprised how often on the turnover as it forces it into traffic, and
good speed.
Here comes the speed here of Cathedral defense.
I think that's
coming upfield to McCree. Bilberry getting down the field. He's going to pass that off as they touch the box here and settle up. Just when you think that one team gets an advantage, the other team turns around and jabs them right back. So we got a heavyweight bout here. Just two teams slugging it out. And Cathedral's going to reset. And I'll tell you, if I'm Coach Gruber, I think I do whatever I can to get Tanner Dunwoody back on the field, and it looks like that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, he's definitely impactful when he gets in on that offense, and you can see it by the 3 goals that he scored to this point in the game.
Right, between he and Denon, it's quite a pair. And they feed it to him in the crease. Shot wide, and I mean feed him. It was Denon to Dunwoody with a shot wide. So backed up by Cathedral. The nerves that we saw early on with the throwaways don't seem to be there, so it seems like they've cleaned it up a little bit. We'll see how that goes.
A little more focus.
As we look at Denon drive the left side here, roll back to the inside. He's being chased by, looks like Ethan Blake. Gives up the ball, gets it back, feeds the crease. Swarm on the crease. Rena just jukes by, picks up the ball. Nick Rena, long stick. Outrunning guys. Ends up getting it to Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan gets it to Cam Smith. Oh, who beats his defender, gets through. Hit off of Brock Snyder. Recovered by Keegan Logan. Logan running away from pressure. Still looking for that seam. Still looking, his head up. I'll tell you, it's really impressive to watch guys get in trouble like that with their head up and be able to pull it back out and then work the ball around and get it to Lucas DeVoe. So it's a heck of a play by them. And we're looking at HSE sort of trying to find that place. They took the speed that they had of momentum, and then that's a shot wide there. So it's stuck on defense. So defense, I think Matt just pointed out that it looks like Tanner Dunwoody got stuck on defense.
Yeah, he was Dunwoody seemed to be out there, and they were dodging against him. HSE was trying to take advantage of
the offensive midi. Yeah, it's a good play. So, but he was Sage again. Sage looking for a seam. HSC seems to have picked up the pace a little bit and felt like they had some momentum and then have settled down again. So David Sage dodges the seam, switches hands, takes a shot, goal. David Sage. David Sage is having a game for himself, my friends. David Sage, he dummy dodged the first time looking to feed. The second time he pulled that out, he came down and dodged. So we're going to take a look here as he catches this. And he dodges down the left side and then switches back to his right hand as we see that late turn in, and then does a really great bounce shot to get that by Brock Snyder. I'll tell you, you're going to have to, we talked about it earlier, you're going to have to do something different to beat Brock Snyder, and it looks like HSE has done exactly that. They've mixed up their shots.
Yeah.
So now we have the score 9-8 with 6:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Hamilton Southeastern 9, Cathedral Irish 8. The fourth quarter, the home team, even though it's on Hamilton Southeastern's field, is the Cathedral Irish. And the visiting team on their home field, Hamilton Southeastern Royals, are up 9-8. So we just got a note here just passed into it that Brock Snyder's had 3 saves all game. So that's a big win, a huge win for Hamilton Southeastern's shot percentage. To have a quality goaltender like that, having trouble with the saves, and I think that's a testament to how hard and how good those shots have been. Cathedral has won that draw and settled in on offense. And they're still working to get all their midfielders on the field so they can get fresh bodies in to play offense.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth.
And again, no panic in the Cathedral Irish. And there you go, another good play. Drive down the side, feed from behind.
Good recognition by Cathedral to see the early slide and Dunwoody passing that ball off.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that. And here's a drive, feed into the middle, shot. Oh, hit off the post. I think that was saved by Matthew Dykus and then recovered. Recovered by Cathedral, and Cathedral scores the goal. What an interesting turn of events. That ties the game 9-9 with 5:27 to go in the fourth.
Second chance shot opportunities. Cathedral, like you said, was a little bit more poised and patient and allowed them to score that goal. Let's look at this.
I mean, here, this is just a shot that he picked off. That was off of the rebound that he turned around and shot it. So that was Saba, who was able to be real savvy there and pick that ball off out of the air after Timmy Matthew Dykus deflected it, hit the post, and rebounded out off a great shot. And then Saba was able to catch that and finish it. So, correction, that's Richie Krolowski. He's having a good game too. I've called him twice, and I've both times I've called him somebody else. So HSC wins this draw, and HSC's won the possession. So we have 9-9 with 5:12 to go. Hamilton Southeastern has settled into the offense. They've won the face-off draw after that exceptional goal. And we're going to now have them settle in. Wrenchin sets up the ball, gets the ball to DeVoe. So DeVoe's back on the field. He's going to drive hard to his left. Slows up, looking for the slide. They've switched off and got a long stick on him. Where DeVoe just looks like he wants to do it all. He got slipped up a little bit. David Sage tells him to settle down, which I think is a smart play. David Sage has got the short stick on him this time. He splits down the left, feeds it to X, kicks it around. Cam Smith, little hitch, shot, wide. Good play. That feed from Pete Buckner. Pete Buckner on the field. I think they've moved the freshman out and put the senior savvy number 5, Pete Buckner, in at attack. So they'll probably move him into the crease real short. That guy is so good in space.
Cam was shaken up a little bit off that pass shot. Maybe got a stick somewhere.
I think he's going to be all right. But look at this dodge by Sage. Winds up, bounce shot, goal! David Sage. David Sage with a shimmy shake. Goes down, makes it 10-9. 10-9 Hamilton Southeastern in the second semifinal game with 4:10 on the clock. Wow, David Sage really stepping into that role. Comes down one-on-one against the short stick, does a little shimmy shake, fakes left, comes down the alley right, winds up. He used all of his upper body torque to get
really
that. And with late in the game, David Sage has 2 goals and 1 assist, just coming on strong after he'd been such a good one-man clear and creating transition before. It's actually paying off on the scoreboard. What a big game as we see this face-off. Let's see how this momentum goes now. And look at Kasiri, wins it out but can't pick it up. Flips it out to an open area. And Rena picks up the ball. They had Rena on the side. Rena to Ellsbury. Ellsbury upfield. Sorry, that was Constantine. So Constantine filling in for Potter was able to make that clear and get that in there. So we've got Cam Smith touching into the box. Hamilton Southeastern now with the ball. Possession of Pete Buckner. Pete Buckner gets that taken away. That ball's on the turf. And it's going to be a battle for it. Cam Smith beats his guy. Cross-handed shots. Goal! Cam Smith just outrunning his guy with the cross-handed backhand shot. Scores the goal, making it 11-9 in the fourth quarter. He picks up a loose ground ball, blows by the defense. He doesn't switch hands. He does the cross-handed backhand shot and then jumps around. Absolutely exciting. We've got an 11-9 game with 3:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Another thrilling game here in a semifinal.
And this is starting with all of this is starting with the faceoffs. And HSC right now is winning those faceoffs. They're 4-0 right now on the faceoffs in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a big deal when you've got a guy as exceptionally talented as Sam Bedic there to be winning those any way you can. So hats off to Tony Cassiri. I know that Coach Beasley was talking about doing all kinds of other things. The adjustment that they've made is they've moved Nick Rena up to the wing with his ground ball skills. He's the number one ground ball getter on the team to help out on these faceoffs. So let's see if Katsiri can continue this streak of winning these games, or can Sam Bedic counterpunch. Ball's out. And Bedic wins it, picks it up, flips it out. He throws it to open area. Even though he won the faceoff, he flipped it to an open area. Rena gets it, passes it, the attack has it. Keegan Logan now takes it, touches up. So I can see the sidelines getting excited over there for the Hamilton Southeastern with 3:16 on the clock. But they're going to settle this ball down, which is, I think, what they need to be doing right now. They've put that in the hands of David Sage, the hot hand. 2 goals and assist up to this point. So they've settled down. Now they got Pete Buckner's going to get this over to Keegan Logan. So they're stretching this defense out. There's going to be a little bit more urgency defensively for Cathedral here. Cathedral's going to have to push out. David Sage has the matchup he likes. Does the same shimmy shake, beats him with the right hand, draws the slide, but pulls it back out, gets it to Renchin. Tyler Renchin settles down, gets it over to Cam Smith. Cam Smith is going to have a little go at it. Cam Smith runs away. He's got double. He splits the double team, fakes the shot, gets pushed, fakes the shot again. Flag is down. He keeps going. Shot saved by Brock Snyder. But boy, what a individual effort. They had worked that ball around. The urgency there from Cathedral to push out, and then he's able to run through 1, 2, 3 guys, get that shot off.
And the checks that they're throwing right now aren't intentional in regards to trying to hurt. They're actually trying to get that ball back, right? For those people who are watching unfamiliar with the sport, they're really trying to get that ball back, really trying to extend themselves out, trying to get that ball back in hopes of getting another possession and even this game up.
And we got a timeout by Cathedral after that. So it's going to be a man up for the Royals. Cathedral's going to call a timeout, get their defense settled. You can feel the emotion on the sidelines here and in the stands for the Royal faithful. They really feel it coming. So wonder if they can hang on for 2 minutes and 25 seconds and actually break through to the championship game.
Well, at this time, would like to thank our sponsors once again, Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with the same-day services for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391, or you can check them out at www.noblesvilletrophies.com.
And if you are looking for something to do on a Friday night, make your way over to Forest Park in Noblesville, where the Wofford Theater Movies on the Go. Outside, they will be showing movies through the month of June. They're going to have movies like My Dog Skip, Overboard, Field of Dreams, Bruce Almighty, and Serendipity. And those will be Friday nights in Forest Park in Noblesville. So get yourself out there, enjoy these wonderful evenings that we've got. And we got a wonderful evening right here that is giving us another exceptional game in the semifinals for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, up 11-9 with 2:25 to go. There was a penalty called. Cathedral will be down a man, and I believe it was a cross-check called, so I think we're going to have a 1-minute penalty, and Hamilton Southeastern is going to see what they can do for 2:25 and see if they can hang on and win. Matt, do you go to the goal here, or do you kill the minute penalty?
Now, I would use up as much of the penalty as I could. I want to maintain possession and keep the ball out of the sticks of Cathedral.
So you just literally, it's more about possession than it is about scoring a goal with an extra man at this point?
Absolutely, especially with a face-off midfielder like Bedic. Even though HSC's been doing a great job on face-offs as of late, you just don't want to give them the opportunity for any type of fast break goal off of the face-off. Might as well keep possession of the ball with your team.
And it looks like they've called up, it's 2 minutes left in the game. They've got to keep it in the box. So Hamilton Southeastern is now going to have to keep it in the box. It's basically a delay of game call on them. And then they've also put freshman Ryan Kemp back in the game as Cam Smith there tries to back down his defender. And we're man down, and they're putting a big pressure out here. And Keegan Logan trying to stay inside the box. See if he can get that back. He will take that back from freshman Kemp. Kemp's going to get it back to behind the goal. I think it's the safest place to put it, behind the goal.
Absolutely.
That penalty is released. We have 1:21 on the clock. Hamilton Southeastern's trying to run it out. Hamilton Southeastern up 11-9 with 1:14 left in the game. And they lose the ball. It's a turnover. Cathedral's the opportunity here. 1:11 on the clock. Cathedral coming upfield. Racing by their attackman on the ride. Gaining in the midfield. Beating the midfielder off the sideline. Working it down. It's going to be left-handed. Drive down here. Shot, goal. Matthew Dykus on the save. And there's Potter, who came off the injury, picking up the ground ball. Good to see Potter back on the field after taking that shot. Picks up the ground ball, possesses it. We got 44 seconds to go as the defense of Hamilton Southeastern transitions it out to me. Brock Snyder intercepts a pass. Brock Snyder takes it downfield. He makes a long pass. Picked off by Rena. Rena makes another long pass. Caught by the attack. The attack by Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan double teamed, running away from trouble. Flag is down. Ball's on the ground. Keegan Logan is on the ground. A second flag is on the ground. And it looks to me like both of those penalties are going to go against Cathedral.
Yeah,
23
absolutely.
seconds on the clock.
Yeah, some of the Cathedral players, or that Cathedral player, losing a little bit of composure there towards the end.
With 23 seconds left on the clock, Hamilton Southeastern is 23 seconds with an 11-9 lead and one man, maybe two men up for their first time to a championship game. And I'll tell you what, there's not a person on the Hamilton Southeastern fan base here that is sitting down. You can hear bells ringing, you can hear applauding, you can hear them stamping in the stands. A big moment for Hamilton Southeastern. Timeout's called on the field. They're going to settle their guys down. Coach Gruber's going to have a conversation with the officials just to make sure exactly what's going on. And I'll tell you, the Royals can feel it.
Absolutely. With 23 seconds left, possession in their favor, probably going to be up one or two men. You would think that this is just let the clock run and enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fact that this is your first opportunity to take a trip to the state championship game.
Now we saw another game here in the semifinal that went back and forth. It could go either way. We had two teams punching each other and counter-punching and going after each other. And it looks like, as the dust is starting to settle, looks like Cathedral is staggering, and HSE is looking for the thunder punch to knock them out. So we're going to come out of this timeout and get 23.7 seconds left. Cool 2-goal advantage to the visiting Royals on their home field. I also think this might be the first time, we talked about it before, that in the last game we had the number 4 seed beat the number 1 seed, and now we'll have the 3 seed potentially beating the 2 seed. I think this may be the first time in Indiana High School Lacrosse Association history where we're going to have a championship game where it's the 3 seed versus the 4 seed.
Right. I cannot think of a time in the past that has occurred. So.
And that also breaks the Carmel Cathedral dominance in the championship game, and we are going to have a game tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. 7 o'clock as Brock Snyder tries to intercept the pass. And another shot by David Sage. The freshman Ryan Kemp. So it looks like with 9.8 seconds on the clock, Hamilton Southeastern's going to run out this clock. And they are going to go to a championship game, and they're going to face Culver as this thing rolls out of bounds with 4.6 seconds left on the clock. Tomorrow night, Hamilton County TV, we're going to see Culver versus Hamilton Southeastern on this field.
Yeah, just some interesting statistics right now as it stands. The turnovers definitely hurt Cathedral. They had 12 in the game. Face-offs, 13-10 in favor of HSE. You would have thought that Cathedral, having Bedic, might have had an opportunity to take advantage of that. But hats off to HSE and the effort that they put into this game. And congratulations to them on making their first trip to the IHSLA State Championship.
Yeah, congratulations to the Culver Eagles and the HSE Royals. We will be seeing you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Hamilton County TV to watch the championship game for the 2018 season of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association. From all the crew here from Hamilton County TV and myself and Matt McEnroe, I want to wish you a good night, and we will see you tomorrow.